我是阿万，关注一下美国打击运毒船行动，在情报有限的情况下，然后就进行轰炸。那批评人士是担忧这存在反噬的风险。特朗普政府是以运毒为由，是袭击了加勒比海和东太平洋海域船只的行为，似乎是已将反恐长期战争的教训是抛诸脑后。在数十年打击恐怖组织和叛乱势力的战争中，军方和情报机构认识到，要摧毁一个犯罪网络，首先必须了解它。这通常意味着先抓捕底层人员，再通过他们顺藤摸瓜锁定更核心的目标。美国在这方面虽然取得过一些成效，但却也犯下不少错误，有时会误击目标或造成附带伤亡。这不仅激怒了当地民众，还使得新产生的敌人超过消灭的数量。正是这些失误促使美国开始建立详尽的情报档案，这样一来，批准打击行动的文职官员能确信目标的准确性，也能更清晰地预判行动可能带来的意外后果。然而，特朗普政府在加勒比海和东太平洋地区打击其所称的运毒船只时，似乎完全抛弃了这些从长期反恐战争中吸取的教训。自9月初这项行动以来，美军已造成80多人死亡，但军方根本不清楚被袭击者的具体身份。而这些打击行动的目标并非贩毒集团高层头目，相反，军方击毙的充其量只是些底层人员，他们在贩毒活动中可能仅负责转运可卡因并获取少量报酬。更糟糕的是，部分遇难者或许是渔民、移民等与贩毒活动毫无关联的无辜人员。传统上，我们的禁毒行动向来直击舌头，瞄准贩毒集团的核心人物。美国众议院情报委员会民主党领袖康涅狄格州众议员吉姆·海姆斯表示，而现在的做法显然背道而驰。我们不去打舌头，反而盯着蛇尾不放，抓捕的都是一些贫苦的前渔民，他们可能收了$300报酬，就帮人把一批可卡因运往特立尼达岛。此外，这些打击行动也不利于摸清贩毒集团的运作模式。专家指出，要瓦解一个犯罪网络，就必须抓获相关人员并进行审讯，进而揪出背后的资金提供者和头目。而美军炸毁运毒船只的同时，也炸毁了关键的情报和证据。如果真的想遏制贩毒活动，显然不该采取这种做法。前美国资深外交官安妮普福尔茨海默说道，他的职业生涯长期专注于禁毒领域，正确的做法是抓获船上人员，使其供出组织中层，再通过中层追查高层，最终锁定头目。据了解军方机密简报的人士透露，军方知晓船上人员与贩毒集团存在关联，且对船上载有毒品有一定把握，但他们表示，在绝大多数或者全部打击行动中，五角大楼都无法确切知晓被击毙者的身份。民主党议员称，这构成了实质性危险，在这类行动中必须极度谨慎。原因有二，海姆斯表示，首先，人们会期待你在误杀无辜者方面有所顾虑，这涉及道德层面，而且我愿意相信道德准则至今仍有分量。其次，这还存在反噬风险。在美国长期的反恐战争中，中央情报局和军方发现，击毙恐怖嫌疑人后，其家属可能变得激进化，转而敌视杀死他们的兄弟或 儿子的美国，海姆斯指出，每一次打击运毒船只的行动都存在同样的风险。这些人不过是为$500的报酬酬劳，做出驾驶快艇前往特立尼达的糟糕决定。海姆斯说，他们就像是街头小混混，如果美国传递出生命毫无价值的信号，这种负面影响一定会反噬我们，绝对如此。支持这类打击行动的人士称，近年来无人机和卫星的空中监控技术不断进步，相较于打击陆地目标，袭击海上船只造成附带伤亡的伤率更低。特朗普政府官员还指出，其前任民主党政府在反恐行动中，即便不确定被打击者的具体身份，也会批准行动。奥巴马政府时期，中情局曾实施过在不明具体目标身份的情况下发动的反恐打击。这些行动基于情报评估，通过生活规律及其他信息显示目标人员与已知恐怖分子的关联性。这类袭击通常被称为特征打击，因其依据是目标人员的行为符合恐怖主义行为，或是带有恐怖主义特征，但美方并不确切知晓目的地人员的身份，也不清楚他们具体在策划什么行动。然而，这一术语从一开始就蒙上污点。批评人士认为，针对大批身份不明的疑似武装分子实施打击，对阻止恐怖袭击收效甚微，反而容易出错，导致平民伤亡，进而引发当地民众对美国的敌视。迫于争议，特征打击受到了限制。后来，奥巴马政府开始打击也门境内身份不明的武装分子时，便将这类行动改为恐怖袭击阻断打击。尽管此次打击运毒船只的行动与以往的特征打击存在一些相似之处，但军方否认这些海上打击属于特征打击。在国会议员做简报时，军方官员坚称，他们确信船上载有毒品，而这些毒品才是打击行动的真正目标。但议员们表示，这意味着船上人员实际上沦为了附带伤亡。军方告诉我们，这不是特征打击，因为它不仅依据生活规律，但他们也并非认识船上的每一个人。加利福尼亚州民主党众议院军事委员会成员萨拉·雅各布斯说，雅各布斯明确表示，他认为这些打击行动是错误的。我没有听到任何证据能让我相信这些行动不属于法外处决，他说。像我之前说的，就是看到过很多美剧，中情局啊、CIA 啊、国土安全啊各种题材的，就是对于这一类的收网或者打击是非常的谨慎的。但是现在特朗普执政之后，我们看到的是不一样的美国。Intelligence on U.S. military's boat strike is limited. In decades of war against terrorists and insurgent groups, the military and spy agents learned that to take down a network, they had to first understand it. That often meant rounding up lower-level people who could lead them to more important people. When the United States had success, it also made mistakes, sometimes hitting the wrong target or causing collateral damage, engaging local populations, and creating more opulence than were eliminated. As a result of those errors, the United States worked to create detailed intelligence dossier so that civilians approving the strikes could have confidence in who was being targeted and more clear see the potential unintended consequence of a strike. But those lessons of non-war against terrorism appear to have been cast aside as the Trump administration attacks both in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific that it says are carrying drugs. The U.S. military has killed more than 80 people since the campaign began in earlier September, but it does not know what specifically is being killed, and the strikes were not designed to take out high-ranking Carter leaders. Instead, the military has killed at best low-level people whose role in the drug trade may have been taking a payment for moving cocaine from one spot to another. At worst, some of the people killed could have been fishermen, migrants, or others who had nothing to do with the drug trade. Traditionally, our counter-narcotics efforts have always been targeted at the head of the snake, said Representative Jim Himes of Connecticut, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. This is obviously the opposite of that. Now we are going after the tail of the snake. We are going after some, poor East fishermen who took $300 to run a load of cocaine to Trinidad. The strikes are also at odds with any efforts to understand the cultures moving the drugs. Taking apart a network, as per said, requires capturing people and interrogating them to find out the financiers and leaders. By blowing up the boats, the United States is also destroying the intelligence and evidence. If what you wanted was to stop the drug trade, obviously this isn't what you've been doing, said Annie Faugermont, a former senior U.S. diplomat who specialized in counter-narcotics during her careers. Because you'd been capturing the people in the boats, telling them to get the next level of the organization, telling those people to the next level and getting to the top. The military knows that someone on the boat has a connection to a drug cartel, and it has some level of confidence that drugs are on vessels, according to people familiar with military classified briefings. But in most, if not all, of the strikes, the Pentagon does not know precisely who it is killing, these people said. And Democratic lawmakers say that presents a real dangers. There are two reasons you are really super careful about this stuff, Mr. Himes said. One would hope that you might have some qualms about killing innocent people. There's the moral dimension, and I'd like to believe that still matters. And then number two, there's the blowback issue. During Americans' long fight against terrorism, the CIA and the military learned that when they killed terrorism suspects, the family members of these people could have become radicalized, turning against the country that had killed their brother or son. Mr. Kim said that each and every boat strike carried the same risk. These are guys who made a bad decision to take 500 pounds to run a fast boat up to Trinidad. Mr. Hin said they are the street-corner hostels. And if the United States is sending the signal that life doesn't matter, that's coming back to us, that is absolutely coming back to us. Supporters of the strikes have noted that overheard surveillance by both drones and satellites has improved in recent years, and that there is less chance of collateral damage from striking boats at sea compared with target on land. Trump administration office have also pointed out that their Democratic predecessors approved counter-terrorism strikes even when they were unsure exactly who was being killed. During the Obama administration, the CIA conducted anti-terrorism strikes in cases in which the United States did not know specifically whom it was killing. Instead, the strikes were based on intelligence assessments from a pattern of life and other information that shows connections between the target, people, and known territories. These attacks were called signature strikes because they were based on actions that looked like terrorism or had a terrorism signature, but were not backed up by specific knowledge about who was at a site being targeted or what exactly they might have been planning. The team, however, was tainted from the beginning. Critics maintained that strikes on large groups of unidentified people suspected of being militants did little to stop terrorist attacks, but risked mistakes that could lead to civilian deaths and turn local populations against the United States. Because of the controversy, restrictions were placed on signature strikes, and when the Obama administration later began targeting militants in Yemen whose identity they did not know, it started calling the operations terrorist attack destruction strikes. While there are some similarities between the boat strike and the old signature strikes, the military has rejected the ideas and that attacks on the boats are signature strikes. In briefings with members of Congress, military officials have asserted that they are confident they are drugs on the boats and that the drugs are the real target of their attacks. But lawmakers say that means the people on the boats are, in effort, collateral damage. They told us it is not a signature strike because it is not just about pattern of life, but it's also not like they know every individual person on the boats, said Representative Sarah Jacobs, Democrat of California, and a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Mr. Jacobs says she believed the strikes were wrong. I didn't hear any evidence that convinced me that this weren't extrajudicial killings, she said. Thanks for your listening and hoping your life fully with happiness and joys.